Well, top 5 things to know about The Batman. Craig and I went to see this last night with our old friend Deontay. He was invited, Smokey. We invited Deontay.
Deontay's wife was actually there as well. Although she had to leave.
Is he a family member? I guess he kind of is. At least he was.
He's also a big superhero movie guy, so he was up his alley.
I did not know that about Deontay.
So, Deontay and I have been talking about, and Craig and I have been all kind of talking about this movie since they announced it. But we saw it last night. It was fantastic. I liked it. Craig, I think you liked it a lot.
Yeah, I did. I actually was reflecting on the very short drive home, and it was just so wildly different from any expectations of a typical Batman movie. I think it kind of has to sink in a little bit, but the more I thought about it, the more I really liked it and liked the direction that it's going. Yeah.
Which, again, it's number 5. It's totally different than any iteration of Batman take we've ever seen on Batman. It's very, very different. It's a detective movie. It moves it's paced out. It feels kind of like a David Fincher movie if you're a movie buff, if you've seen Seven or Fight Club or The Game, anything like that. But Matt Reeves, who did the Planet of the Apes movies most recently, directed the movie, and it's different. It's a detective story.
Yeah, it's a detective story. It's not popcorn summer blockbuster movie. It's not that. There's good fight scenes and what have you, special effects and things like that. But it's not Jim Carrey as the Riddler and Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze and it's not that kind of a Batman movie at all. So like I told you before the show, I can totally, from the length of it and the kind of the slow pacing and the fact that it's so wildly different from others, I can see why some people don't like it. I can see why there are some people who don't have like positive views. Overwhelmingly, I think more people are positive about it than negative, but I can see why some people might not like it. But I loved it.
Especially if you're going with the expectations of it to be anything.
Yes, exactly.
Like that. Yeah. And number 4, it's kind of long. It is kind of long. It's 3 hours long, just under 3 hours. But it's paced well enough to where it's not, the thin red line that feels every second of 3 hours is where...
The Thin Red Line would be a good name of a movie.
It was a movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a good movie, too.
Yeah, but
I wasn't invited to that one either.
Yeah,
I wasn't alive when it came out, I don't think.
No, you
just
were.
barely.
No, I was 20 when it came out.
When was it?
Thin Red Line was it's got like Jim Caviezel.
No, when was it?
Like 2000. So
what was that about?
Man, I thought that was way farther back than never mind.
About communism?
No, it's about war. It's a war movie, but it's kind of like Saving Private Ryan with no action.
Yeah.
That's what the Thin Red Line is. It's...
Where were we?
Yeah, but it's kind of long, so just be ready for it.
Definitely make sure you got enough refreshments or whatever you need in a movie typically. If you're a bathroom break person, you're probably going to have a bathroom break because it's nearly 3 hours. And I know that's why some people didn't like it, was because they like it crammed and they want their fast, hard 90 minutes and get out of there. The guy next to me, he did not like the movie. He made it very clear when he kept using the word redundant. It was so redundant over and over again. And I enjoyed it. He didn't take away my enjoyment of it, but it's, like I said, it's not for everybody.
Was it packed?
No, it wasn't.
Not really.
It was like half full, probably.
You should have asked him to move.
Yeah. You have assigned seats now.
I thought about it, but you wear assigned seats.
Yeah. So, number 3, the villains are top notch. It's I'm not spoiling anything. There's Riddler, Catwoman, and Catwoman's.
What about Clayface?
No, Clayface is not in this, and I would be surprised.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, I would be surprised if Clayface winds up in one of these at all because it's so grounded in realism. But Riddler, Penguin, Colin Farrell plays the Penguin. You wouldn't know it's Colin Farrell other than to say it's Colin Farrell. There's a scene where you get to
Are you allowed to be showing this?
Yeah, it's a trailer.
Oh, it's a trailer, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, Colin Farrell was fantastic.
Who's that right there?
Paul Dano, who plays the Riddler.
I'm sorry, Greg. Go ahead.
Colin Farrell was fantastic as the Penguin. He was amazing, and I want to see more of him. I want to see a lot more of him. The others did. I thought Zoe Kravitz was great. Robert Pattinson was fantastic. Paul Dano was pretty good, and I have him further below because I thought Colin Farrell was freaking awesome in the parts we got to see.
Yeah.
So who's the girl? The girl that's
Zoe Kravitz, Catwoman. Okay. She's Lenny Kravitz.
Is she like the modern day Halle Berry?
Yeah, she's actually, to be more accurate, she's the modern day Lisa Bonet because that's her daughter.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah,
that was
the
Cosby Show, right?
Yeah. She. All right. Number 2, Robert Pattinson is not a wimpy vampire anymore. He really, if you haven't seen any of his later stuff, the stuff that he's done recently, you would think, it's people. A lot of people have asked, like, oh, you don't want to see it? Oh, it's Robert Pattinson. Believe me, he's fantastic in this movie. I don't think he smiles the whole movie.
No, I don't think he does.
Yeah,
he doesn't
I mean,
really talk a whole
I
lot.
thought Batman was a happy person.
Well, eventually maybe he
No.
is, but he's pretty dark. He's
Not
pretty
really.
upset. His parents were murdered in front of him. He doesn't know who did it. It's all these things.
Okay. Did you just give away part of it?
No, I mean, like, that's a pretty common.
Yeah,
Batman.
Robert Pattinson was great. He was fantastic. He's different from the other actors who have played the character. It's a different version of it, and I liked him a lot. I think he's going to be great, and I'm excited that they're going to flesh it out a lot more over probably another couple of movies, since they have already made plans to have sequels to it. But I thought he was different in a good way, and definitely his own unique version of the character. I think.
Look at him emoting right there. Right,
He does a lot of emoting. Yeah,
right
but
there.
no, he was good. He was good.
It was good. And number one, it opens up many doors to possible futures of different things that they could do. Very popular villains are teased in the movie.
Does he look like Heath Ledger at all? Pattinson?
Not really.
Not at all.
Okay. Not at all. No.
Not even a little bit.
No. No, but yeah, it's really good. I highly recommend it. But don't. Also, I will say this to add in: Jeffrey Wright plays Jim Gordon in this movie. Maybe the best version of Jim Gordon we've seen on screen. He's really, really good.
Who's the guy that played him in that? Well, of course,
Gary Oldman played him before, and Gary Oldman was great.
Yeah.
So I think Pat Hingle played him in the other movies. So I don't know who played him, what the name of the guy was from the Adam West show, but. Can't remember that far back, but yeah, all the actors are great in the movie. Everybody works. Nobody's miscast. Nobody's over the top for no reason. It just all of it works.
Yeah, he was a good Jim Gordon. I thought everybody did really, a great job in portraying who they were portraying, and don't want to give away anything. Not going to do that, but yeah, I just thought it was really. Well done. Again, I could see where some people who, if you're not a big hardcore Batman fan, who you can't get enough, for some people, they could put out a 5-hour movie. For someone like me, I'd be interested in that because I can't get enough of this version of Batman. I want to see more. There's other people who'd be like, I like Ben Affleck better. And it's like, okay, well, you're a big popcorn explosion person. You might not like this one as much, but to each their own. I enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what they do with the next one and the one after that, hopefully. And I know they're doing an HBO spinoff. That's already been announced. It's not going to be Batman series, but it's going to be a Gotham series, so that'll be cool.
It's a Penguin series. So.
Yeah, because there really, I think when you watch it, what was really cool about it, other than just the different interpretations of characters and the different style that they went with, is just how much the city of Gotham is like a character in its own right. And I'm not a big movie buff to describe it the proper ways, but we've never seen Gotham like this. It's just a whole new world kind of that's very cool, and I think that the way that they're going to be able to explore that's going to be awesome.
The other thing is just aesthetically, I think Gotham is equal parts London, Chicago, and New York. If you see some things, you're like, oh, that's London. You can see it. They shot that in London. Then oh, look, they're in Chicago, and then New York. I mean, the penultimate scene of the movie is very clearly New York, but it's really cool how it all works out, and it's a great movie, and I highly recommend it. 2 thumbs way up.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up for me. I enjoyed it. Can't wait for the next one, which means probably 2.5 years from now we'll see that next one, and looking forward to seeing for certain things that happened, what that turns into, without saying much more, and how that evolves. But yeah, I don't want to.
I don't know why they don't make some of these faster. Do they take a long time and there's money to get turned around? But
maybe they've been watching too much college football.
But if I was the actor in these movies who has to eat a can of sardines, so the 30 seconds I'm on screen without my shirt on looks good, I would want to be like, hey, let's just rock these 3 out, so I can have a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they do, actors and actresses, to get themselves in the condition they need to be. Baylor baseball with that big win against UCLA.